and this number, dude.
So
You're saying I can replicate.
So every golf lesson you've taken has been a waste of money. How many have you taken? Okay. Well, these were not too far down the rabbit hole, right?
151. I play all the time, which is, you know, and I get to play Pinehurst number 2 and Concession and Laurel Valley and all these courses, and I'm a good enough athlete to get around.
Right.
But I'm not doing what you're talking. So what you're really talking about is really more like.
Do that again. Go to the top and stop, and I'll show you.
Yeah.
Just like you're going to hit it. Okay. This arm is completely buckled down, and you've turned less than 45 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're going to move.
Okay.
There's your takeaway.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. Keep turning. Keep turning.
Yeah.
That's what your golf swing feels like when it's done.
Okay.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
How much did your arms feel like they moved?
Not much at all.
Exactly, right? So you've heard me say big body turn, tiny little arm swing.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by that. Very gutsy to try it on without making a practice swing first. Not the most ideal way to do it, but again, we're on the course, so I get it. Wide. Yeah. So still, that was probably 75 degrees of rotation.
Are you talking like this?
Yeah, that's a turn. That's a turn. There you go. That's where all your speed's going to come from. Where you get all of this stuff working again.
Okay.
I want you to feel like at the top your hands are as far away from your head as you can get them, and the only way that they move anywhere is because you turned.
Okay.
There you go. Gonna feel weird. Nice. Oh, look at that.
I crushed it.
I like that, huh?
It's even got a little draw.
Yeah, of course it does.
You see that?
It's
because you can reach it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I keep it but you can. 295 to the stop. That creek runs across the width of the.
I'll take a little off of it.
Okay.
Well, you're up. I mean, you had the birdie.
I should go in now. I played with Chuck Quentin and birdie number 2. I'm done. with a crappy little pitch.
We got more birdies to be had here. So with the driver, same thing. You want to feel really wide. Your hands are way out away from you. It's going to feel like your right elbow never folds. And for you, because you're used to folding it a lot, it's going to feel like a big difference. So big wide arc. Very good. It's going to feel weird.
All right. Well, I smacked it, but I didn't close club face.
You hit it well, but yep, we got to get a little bit of release in there. But you made a good turn. It's progress. There you go.
And what I'm going to have to fight is the habit of trying to, scoop it with my arms.
Exactly. Well, this might be interesting. I've never hit a ball with these glasses on, so my head turns because my neck is fused.
Oh.
So people will get to see that I can't see the ball at the top of my swing. This will be fun. Thank you.
Now, I think the reason my ball went right is because I was just focused on that turn, and I started the ball with this point downswing with my shoulders. I don't feel like I moved at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a couple things. You hung back a little bit.
Yeah.
And so when you do that, when you hang back on your right leg, your body will always open, and that will leave the face open, right? It says your body stays closed, the club face gets to close. Body opens, club face opens. So if you put those two in your head, if I want to hit a draw, the first thing I do is slow my body rotation down. And then it allows me time for the club to release. But if I get out in front of it at all, that club face will always stay open. 17 years ago. We go to Hawaii for our first little vacation together. And I'm playing in a tournament there.
Okay.
I thought it'd be fun while we're here as a golf tournament, a little pro deal I qualified into. And,
yeah.
I'll have Christina caddy for me.
Yeah.
All she got to do is carry the. She's driving a cart. It's a hit and giggle tournament, basically. And driver here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Par 5.
Okay.
Number 1 handicap, which I don't think should be, but go ahead. I want to.
So first hole, crush the drive down there. I've got a little flip wedge, and I hit it to like 6 feet. So I'm feeling like a badass. So I'm like, hey, just take the cart around, bring me my putter. She's like, okay, sure. So drives the cart around. I'm sitting down, reading the putt, waiting on my putter, and I feel something tap me on the shoulder. And I look down, and it's my pitching wedge. And I said, babe, where's my putter? She's like, what do you mean? That is your putter. I'm like, well, I said, no. I said, why do you think this is a putter? She's like, well, it has a P on it. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. It's a putter. But I said, by the way, you're fired. And that was the last time she ever caddied for me.
I'm sure. Probably not the best. Wow, this thing is right in our face.
Yeah, this will be a good poke here.
Oh, baby. That's the prettiest of the day right there.
That should work all right.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. So you only got 2 thoughts. Wide legs. Wide legs. You can get wide going back, get your lower body to lead coming down. Yeah, buddy.
Whoa, what happened there?
You tell me. It was like a golf shot, I thought.
That was actually straight with a little draw.
Hey, that's how it's supposed to
Nowhere
work.
near as far as yours, but still further than normal for me.
All that stuff on the website, it's real. Like
no, it is. As I told you, I tell people about Rotary Swing University all the time, and they're like, well, whatever. You know, why pay $179 when you can pay $1,000 for 5 lessons that teach you nothing? But that was amazing.
You just murdered that 7-iron back there. The wedge is going to be easy.
I'm going to hit a 9.
A 9? 9's perfect. What are your 2 thoughts?
Wide turn, and my legs, my hips. My lower
That's
body.
it. Yeah, didn't get your weight shifted there. That was more, instead of lateral move, right? If you don't move laterally initially to start the downswing, something else has to move the club, right? So it's going to be your shoulders. So when you do that, you get the path coming out across the balls while you're pulling it, right? If you shift, that creates a lot of secondary tilt.
Laterally is
just literally moving your hips toward the target, right? There you go. And what that does is it drops the club down on plane when your spine tilts back.
Look at that without even thinking about it.
You can't swing over the top from doing that. That'll play just perfect.
Yeah, I would have liked to turn it over a little bit more.
You took it a little bit outside with your hands there.
Okay.
So again, your hands and arms at address. From here, don't do anything.
Yeah.
Nothing till the very, very end.
Yeah. And I think what happens is you want me turning like with my upper body.
Immediately. So first thing you're doing after you shift.
Because I've been an arm swinger, that's going to be something for me to watch.
Exactly.
Because all of a sudden I'm thinking of guiding it on
right.
rather than...
It's just rotation. Exactly. That's it. That's what keeps your arms in reserve so that they can do something coming down. So you just go straight at the tall tree, essentially?
Yeah, that's a perfect one. shot I've ever seen on this hole.
Oh, thank you.
That was beautiful. See that thing draw around?
That was the idea. Even a blind squirrel, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't quite go there.
There you go.
Well, that was a little weird. I mean, I got a little compression on it.
Yeah, you didn't get your body loaded up there. So when you went back, it was almost a steepening with the arms and almost a reverse pivot. Instead of letting your body rotate and load, get behind it. There you go. Then come through here. Try it again. But make sure that you get loaded up behind it. Don't just pick your arms up. Remember, your whole focus is rotating and loading your core now. If it feels normal, it's wrong. A little better golf shot there, huh? Wow. And we still had a little bit in there. So there's another 50 yards in you by learning how to coil and just focus on the two things that I start out with the 5-step system, weight shift and rotation, because they're the most important things that matter in the golf swing. Everybody else worries about golf club swing plane arms, right? It's the opposite, right? So what you did there, you still let your arms kind of take off, and you almost makes you want to reverse pivot a little bit. Instead of feeling like, think about like a football player as an exaggeration. You're loading up on this back leg to get some load and recruit some muscle here. But if you just do that, there's no power, right? And that's what your tendency is.
But the difference between that first and second,
it was better.
Ball flight was a lot better.
Don't use ball flight as a guide. Right? Ball flight's easy. I can hit any shot you want. It's learning how to get the right muscles to move in the right sequence. Then we worry about ball flight. There you go. So you know, coming down, you need to get your weight back to the left. That's where you tend to hang up. But if you don't get to the right going back, it's really hard to get back to the left going down. So if you just kind of...
The right being stacking over this foot.
Yeah, exactly. Rotate. There you go. Now you're loaded up. Bingo.
Awesome.
So when you hit it that well, and that's not even doing it 40% of the right way, right? So you've got a lot more in you. Yeah.
Because I'm generating club head speed, and it just feels like a different game.
It's a lot more fun this way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just want to do it right. I love golf. I want to play it for the rest of my life.
Well, that's the trick. You know, we got to make sure that you don't get injured and you have power for the long term. You know, as we get into our 60s and 70s and stuff, everybody starts hitting it 175 off the tee on a good shot. It doesn't have to be that way. I've got guys in their mid to upper 70s now who still carry it 250.
Nice.
But it's all leverage and body rotation. Yeah, I think you hit that one pretty good.
Well, actually, the other one is Christmas pull. Yeah. But I'll play this one.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Get down and use nice there.
Up there a little further?
There you are. Yeah, a little further? You're another county. That's the furthest I can go. You're playing you've seen today.
Yep. It's little stuff like this that's all fundamentals based, right? So,
here's your noodle.
Oh, yeah. So, from your perspective, now that we've played 9 holes, what are your tendencies? What is it you know you need to change?
One tendency is, instead of really making a turn, I have a tendency to make 2 good turns, and the next one a little turn and take over with the arms. When I take over the arms, I kind of pick the ball up.
Pick the club up.
Pick the club up.
Yep.
So I should realize that if I miss a certain way that I'm not doing that. The other tendency that we really worked on is when I do make a good turn is not really starting with my legs, my arms taking over.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can really feel the difference when I'm in a good spot when I make a move like this and then release it. So the tendency is to be lazy. That's just 2 of them. I think there's about 20 of them.
Oh, you got it. You don't need me anymore. You got this stuff figured out. This is it. Yep.
The real one sucked. You have a whole video.
Focus on the movements, not the ball. I don't care if you miss it. Load up on the right. That was armsy coming down, right? So you can feel that when you don't load and allow yourself to shift your weight to the right. Your head stays really centered, which means you'll always reverse pivot, and then you're going to have a really hard time getting your hips back to moving.
What should your head be doing?
It's okay for your head to feel like it moves off the ball a little bit, and it's okay for it to move off the ball a little bit. So go ahead and make a practice swing. I'll show you. There you go, right there. So now you have your axis tilt. But when you made your swing, you stay right here. Stay right centered over the ball, because everybody's so paranoid about swaying off the ball. Right? You've got to be able to move a little bit to the right. Okay, same thing. So when you get quick, your arms get quick, right? That's the only thing that can really get quick in the swing. So if your arms get quick, your body won't have time to shift, you won't have time to rotate, your arms will outrun everything. So during the backswing, feel like that club's a sledgehammer, and you got to use your whole body to slowly move it back instead of just snatching the thing and picking it up really quick, because that's death, right? You'll never get out of your habits there. All right, did you hear about the new Super Walmart going in here?
What's that?
The new Super Walmart between my ball and your ball? Oh, yeah. Oh, I just hit it straight over it. I won't even know it's there.
You're going to go over it?
Oh, yeah. No problemo. I go wind. Oh, the wind killed it. You can see it just floating up there.
Turn and elevate, although you're not doing it in a choppy way, but you've got a real easy motion going back, but there's a point at which it goes up, and then it just seems like it works.
Then it's just lower body coming down, right, and just releasing the club. But the big thing for me is, for most golfers, is if they get the first 6-7 feet of the swing right, which is why I do the 9-to-3 drill, then everything else is really small movements. But if you can't get halfway back right without everything else going to hell, then the rest of it I don't really care about, right? Because you're just going to be making compensations. Oh, thanks. Story of my life right there. I swear, it lands right on the cusp of the fringe every time and goes nowhere. I couldn't hit the fringe if I wanted to. Well, thanks for having me out.
Thank you enough. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
That was a privilege.
Oh, that was fun.
I know you don't do this. And great. And actually, I lose concentration on the range. Being out here and you doing it for me, I think solidified what you're saying.
Oh, good, good.
Let's see, I hope so.
Yeah,
so should I just keep watching videos, I guess?
No. Just watching the videos is useless.
Right.
We got to do the work, right? So the most important thing is to take what we did today and focus on nothing else but those two things, right? So your downswing stuff, I mean, there's things that I would tweak there. I'd like to see you get posted up a little bit better. You have a little bit too much lateral drive when you go after it, and it can start creating some back issues, and just instability. But the biggest thing right now, the only thing that really matters, is your backswing.
Just really loading up this side.
Yeah. So I would look at the videos that focus just on loading this right glute, learning to feel rotation from your core and your trunk, the arms, no arms drills, to get that feeling of core rotation. So, step 1 and 2 of the 5-step system. Because once you get that, then the rest of the stuff is so easy. If your arms are being moved by your body, they don't have to move very much. And that's really the big thing I want you to get, is feeling how to use your body to move the club instead of the other way around.
That one thing you told me about how it almost feels like this, right? Especially because I collapse this. Almost feels like it's out there. It's not, but it feels that way compared to my normal backswing.
Exactly, and that's why we don't.
That I could really feel the difference.
Good. And that's why you don't rely on feel, right? You've got to see it in the mirror. You've got to do mirror work to start seeing width in your swing. And when you did it well, you saw you hit your irons a lot further, hit everything a lot further, right? But it's less effort. That's the whole key.
And I could hear a big difference.